Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. So let's continue with a discussion on process costing that we have been doing. Process costing. So what we have discussed so far, that what is the basics of the process costing. Then in the last lecture, what we discussed was the preparation of the process accounts, right? Then how you have to prepare the various process account. The output of one process becomes the input for the next process. And how to prepare finished goods account, then cost of sales account, then costing P&L account. So everything we have discussed and everything is given in the books, nothing to worry about it, right? So in this lecture, what we are going to discuss is the next topic, that is about the normal loss, right? Open your handbooks at page 12.2, right? KSJ handbooks, must for you people, right? Very, very important if you want that extra advantage. Rest is your choice. Now, at page 12.2, we have the topic that is normal loss. Up till the accounts, that is costing, profit and loss account, we have done everything. And read the line behind the costing P&L account. That process account is a nominal account, right? We have to close it. All the expenses are debited to it along with the opening stock of process and revenues and the closing stock of process and transfer to the next process of finished good. So we have discussed everything. The only thing is that process account is a nominal account. Okay. Now, in this lecture, what we are going to discuss is about normal loss. See, these small treatments are going to be very, very important, that how we treat the normal loss. Then we will discuss something about the abnormal loss also, right? So all these things are going to be really, really, really important. Listen to these things very carefully, okay? Now, let's discuss something about the normal loss. As we discussed, the example of doing a CA course, that first you have to appear for foundation. I'll come back to that example only. First you have to appear for foundation, then you have to appear for your inter exams, right? Then you have to prepare for your training. After training, you will appear for your final exams, and then you will be converted into a chartered accountant, right? Here, then you will be called a chartered accountant, right? So that means if you want to do CA, you have to go through the various processes, right? Foundation is one process, inter is another process, training is another process, and finals is another process. Okay. And we discussed that you have to do the various expenditures, right? Various expenditures at all the levels. This is what we discussed, that every process involves some expenditure, but at the same time, what we say is that every process involves an output which is transferred to the next process. And in this case, we discussed that from foundation to inter, from inter to final, you will carry what? You will carry the knowledge that will be the output of one process, that will become the input of the next process. So this is what we discussed, right? Like whatever knowledge you will gain about costing, whatever knowledge you are going to gain at the inter level, that will be your input for the final level. The same knowledge you are going to use in the final also, right? So that will become your input for the finals, isn't it? Now, just think logically about one thing. You studied costing at the inter level and you are going to study the costing at the final also. Let's talk about one particular topic, right? Let's say standard costing. We haven't covered as of now, but we'll be covering, don't worry. You have studied standard costing at the inter level, right, sir? And you will be getting the standard costing at the final level. Now, what happened? Sir, you are studying this standard. You studied in the inter level. After that, you are studying the final level after a gap of say 1 year. After a gap of 1 year, you are again studying the standard costing in the CA final. Now, there is every possibility that whatever you studied in the standard costing, you do not remember each and everything exactly after 1 year. Is it possible, sir? Is it possible. It is possible only in the rare cases. In most of the cases, it is not possible that you will remember each and everything of standard costing what you studied in the CA Inter after 1 year when you will be studying CA finals, right? Obviously, sir, this is a human brain. This is not a robotic brain, isn't it? So human brain will obviously forget some things. After 1 year, sir, we do not remember what we studied the last night. In the morning, everything is blank, isn't it? Especially near the exams, it feels like, sir, we studied something last night. Next morning, everything is blank, isn't it? This is a normal human brain. So what happened, sir? You studied standard costing here, then you are going to study after 1 year. In between, there will be some loss. That is a normal loss. That is normally expected to happen. This is my normal loss. Why it is called a normal loss? Because it is due to the normal reasons. It was expected that it will happen, right? It is expected, and we all when we are going to study the CA finals, we will assume it that we will not remember each and everything of CA Inter. Right, so there will always be some loss which is known as normal loss, because it is due to the normal human nature. It is due to the normal human brain that you cannot remember exactly each and everything what you studied after before 1 year. Okay, this much is clear. So this is what my normal loss is. Now, similarly, if we talk about the manufacturing units, the similar thing will happen, sir. In every process, we always keep some provision for the normal loss. What we assume is that some part of the raw material that we are inputting, right, whatever we input as the raw material, some part of it will be a normal loss, right, that will not be used in the manufacturing of the finished product. Okay. If you are making a t-shirt, right, during the cutting, some part of the cloth will be a loss for you that cannot be used for any other thing, right? That is a loss. That is a normal loss. We know it is a normal loss. It is expected to happen. We keep that provision, sir, right? We keep that provision that there will always be a normal loss. Okay. See, any teacher who is teaching CA finals, he will never say that you have studied standard costing at the inter level. Now I'm not going to teach you the standard costing. He will always teach you from the very basics. Why? Because he is assuming that it is a normal loss. You must have forgot something about the standard costing because you are studying after a gap of a year, right? So that teacher who is teaching in the CA finals, he will always teach you from the very beginning, very basics, right? And I know after this, a lot of people will be saying, sir, please teach CA final, please teach CA final. I have already been getting a lot of requests, but currently I'm not getting time out of it. Currently I'm so busy in CA intermediate only because I've been running the other courses also of CA intermediate, like the paid courses, SM courses are there, and then I'm preparing for the test series also. So a lot of things going on. And obviously this English batch, I cannot leave you guys. Okay, so now the point here is that, sir, it is clear that what is a normal loss in the process costing. Now tell us, what is the treatment of normal loss? What is the treatment of normal loss? That is important thing for you people to understand. Sir, what is going to be the treatment of normal loss? Tell us that. Treatment of normal loss, right? Now the normal loss can be of various types, right? Broadly of 3 types. First is if it is in the nature of weight loss, right? That whatever the raw material that we have input, some of it has evaporated, that is a weight loss. Evaporated in the form of fumes, right? The second one is it is in the form of scrap having realizable value. Nothing to write, everything is given in the books, don't worry about it. It is scrap having the realizable value. Third one is in the form of a toxic component. I can say the toxic nature requiring some disposal cost. Okay, so whatever the normal loss is, it can be in three forms. One is the weight loss, other one is the scrap value having the realizable value, and the third one is in the form of in the toxic nature requiring some disposal cost. Now we'll discuss one by one. First we'll start with the weight loss one, that if it is a weight loss, now just imagine there is a raw material that you have input, it has evaporated into the air, right? There is a loss of weight, it has evaporated into the air. Can you have something, can you realize out of those vapors which have evaporated? Can you sell them and get some realizable value? Sir, what are you talking about, sir? Something which has evaporated, how can we sell them and get some value? Obviously, it is logical, right? So, in this case, the first thing that you have to remember is, in case of weight loss, that there is no scrap value. Sir, what should be the treatment now? Right? See books, page 12.2. Treatment of units of normal loss in the process account. So the first one is normal loss in the nature of weight loss. I have written the units of normal loss should be credited to process account. Right? Let's see the question now. Come to question number 2. I'll discuss the treatment with the question, don't worry. In a wire nail making factory, daily input is 1000 kg of wire at the rate of rupees 12 per kg. Other expenses at the factory are 7000. Normal loss is 5% of input, right? So input is 1000 kg. What is my normal loss then? What is my normal loss? Normal loss is 5% of 1000 rupees, right? Any doubts? That is 50 units. 1000 units, okay, and it realizes nothing. That means it is in the form of weight loss. Actual output is equal to the normal output, that is 95% of input, that is 950 kg, which is transferred to the next process. He says prepare process account. Now this is my normal loss in the form of a weight loss. Right now, what is going to be the treatment? Listen to it very carefully. Just see the question. All of you must be having the PDF files with you. And again, I am saying, if you want only the YouTube questions, then you can go from get it from our Android mobile app. And all those who are ordering the books from our website, right, what the people have to do is they have to put an email to us at ksjteaching@gmail.com and asking for this YouTube file. We'll mail them the YouTube file. They don't have to buy it separately from the Android app, right? And guys, books are a must and they are going to be really, really helpful for you people. Mind this, right? So I don't know why you people are missing out on the extra benefit, which can really make your marks go from 50 to 70, 80 in fact, right? So I'm not going to show the question again. Let's start with the solutions now. Okay. Let's start with the solution. Let's see. So we are going to prepare, what we are going to prepare is process account, right? So we are going to prepare process account. Right, sir. Okay. So the format we have already discussed in the last lecture. I hope there is no confusion regarding the format, guys. Right? And you might find a different format in your book, so nothing to worry about it. You can follow any of the format. If you want to follow my format, then go for it. If you want to follow your format, then also it is your choice. Right? Great, sir. Straight lines? Okay, go for it. Let's go for it. Let's see. Now, the first thing he's saying, okay, sir, wait. More things are left. What is to be done here? We'll put a line here also, right? And then we will write something that is particulars. Then we have units, rate, amount, right? Again we have particulars, units, rate and amount, right? Any doubts? So first thing is the input of material, right? So first thing is input of material. So I will write here to material, right? How many units? 1000 units. And what is the rate given to you? What is the rate given to you? 12 per kg, right? 12 per kg. So what is the amount? So 12,000, right? And whatever is given to other expenses, right? That is given to you as 7,000 rupees. Any doubt? Now he says that whatever you have input, that is 1000 kg, there is a normal loss of 5%, that is 50 units. Now where you are going to take the loss? So this is your input side. This is your input side. Now loss is what? Loss is your output, right? So what I will take is, we'll take the normal loss on this side. Normal loss 50 units. Sir, are we realizing anything? No. So the amount will be 0. Now by next process account. Now next process account, how many units you will transfer? 950 units, right? Now listen to this. This total is how much? 19,000. Sir, here 1000 units, right? Here also will write 1000 units. Here you have to take 19,000 units, only your account will balance then. That means this whole cost belongs to this transferred one, 19,000 units. Any doubt? What is the rate? 20. Now listen the impact very carefully. Listen the impact very carefully. I'm going to tell you a short story through which I'm going to show you the impact. Say you are 4 friends. 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? 4 of you go to a pizza shop to have a pizza, right? Great, sir. So you enjoyed the pizza. When you asked for the bill was 400 rupees. Sorry, sir, 4,000. Sir, 400, not 4,000. 400 rupees, right? This is the bill. Now, logically what should happen? Sir, this 400 should be split between all the 4 friends. That means 100 rupees each, 100 here, 100 here, 100 here and 100 here. So this is what logically should be happening. You are 4 very good friends. You go to a pizza shop and enjoy a pizza and the bill is for 400 rupees and you decided to split. Now what happens? Now one of your friend, this friend, he always have some excuses for not bringing the money. Not having money. What he will say? Oh friends, I forgot my wallet. Oh friends, I had some money but I don't know where it is, right? So he's always having some excuses, right, in terms of having the money in the pocket, right? He'll always be having some excuses. Now what should be done? Now you know his nature, right? All 3 of you, the rest 3 of you, you all know his nature and you know that he will not be bringing the money. So that is a normal loss for you. You have already created a provision for this, that this is my normal loss. He is not going to get the money, right? In any case, he is not going to bring the money. So that is a normal loss for us. Okay. Clear? So this is what? This is a normal loss. Now what will happen, sir? Now he is not going to contribute this 100 rupees. Who will contribute? Who will contribute? The pizza shop owner will contribute? No, sir. Sir, this 100 rupees cost which belong to this person, that is normal loss. Now this will be borne by the good friends. He is a bad friend and the cost of this bad friend, who will bear this cost? The good friends, that is those who were to bear 100 rupees, their cost will increase now, right? 33 rupees plus 33 rupees plus 34 rupees, right? So this is my normal loss. Whatever is the cost of this normal loss, it is to be borne by the good units, it is to be borne by the good friends, right? So in this case, what is happening is, sir, this 50 is what? My bad friend. Now, who will bear the cost of these 50 units? Sir, you have input 1000 units at the rate of 12 rupees, but you have lost 50 rupees. That is a normal loss. Right? Now, who will bear the cost of this 50 rupees? Sir, that cost will be borne by these good units, that is 950 units. Right? That is why the cost has increased from 12 to 20 rupees. The whole 19,000 cost, which was to be borne by these 1000 units, now it will be borne by 950 units because 50 units were a bad friend. Right? So the total cost will be borne by the good friends, that is 950 rupees. To be borne by good friends, right? Otherwise, what should have been the cost? The cost should have been 19,000 divided by 1,000, that is 19 rupees. But the cost now is 20 rupees. Why there is an increase of 1 rupee? Because of this normal loss of 50 units. Are you getting my point? Right? So this is the best example that I have given you, that whatever is the cost of the normal loss, it will be borne by whom? It will be borne by the good friends, right? It will increase the cost of the good units, and that is what has happened, right? Otherwise the cost would have been borne by 1000 units. Now the cost has been borne only and only by 950 units, increasing my per unit cost. Right, sir? Any doubts up till this point? I hope this is clear. So the first case is clear, that normal loss is in the value of is in the form of weight loss. Now second one is scrap having the realizable value. So we are done with this. Now we are moving on to the scrap having the realizable value. Now what will happen in this case, sir? Listen to it very carefully. Now again, you are going to a pizza shop, right? 400 is the bill, 100, 100, 100, 100 each, right? Now the situation is little bit different. Sir, how is it little bit different, sir? Now what happened? Listen to it very carefully. Your friend, again not having the money, he says, sorry guys, I forgot my wallet, I forgot to pick up the money, right? It wasn't planned. My father hasn't given me the pocket money. My father is very strict. Guys, please bear with me. I'm not having the money. So always the excuse man, right? So it is a normal loss for you. That's fine. Now, the other three friends, they say, I think you are lying to us, right? The other three friends are saying to this normal loss friend that we think that you are lying to us. We will check your pockets. Right? That friend says, okay, you can check my pockets. Now what happened when these three friends checked his pockets? There was a 10 rupee note that they got it. They say, okay, something is better than nothing. Isn't it? 10 rupees is better than 0. Now what happened? He says, please, please, please don't take this 10 rupees. I want to take the bus and go home. The other three says, you will walk and go home. This 10 rupees is not yours now. Obviously, sir, every time he is making excuses. So what happened now? Sir, earlier those three friends beared this 100 rupees cost, right? This whole 100 rupee cost was borne by all the three friends. Now in this case, what will happen? This cost will reduce a bit by 10 rupees because 10 rupees they have realized from his pocket. So what is the cost that is to be borne by the other three friends? Sorry, again 900. I don't know why I'm putting extra zeros. Okay, 90 rupees. Now in this case, the cost which is to be borne by the other units is 90 rupees. That is 30 rupees each. Now what will happen? Sir, again, the cost of the good friends is increasing, but not increasing that much. Earlier it was 33 rupees for each friend. Now it is 30 rupees. It will increase, but it will decrease by the value of the scrap that we are realizing. Okay, it will decrease by the value of the scrap that we are realizing. Clear? So this is in the form of scrap having the realizable value. Now, if we want to see the practical aspect, let's continue with the same example, right? We'll continue with the same example, sir. I will rub some of the part of that example. Okay, I'll rub this. Okay, some part I'll keep it same, some part I will be rubbing. Okay, so I'll rub this. I'll rub this final units also. Sir, why I'm rubbing the units? It's okay, fine, nothing to worry. So I'll rub this also. Okay, now let's say I'm continuing with the same example. I say the other expenses are 7,200 rupees, say, right? Let's say the other expenses are 7,200 rupees. Okay, and the normal loss is 50 units, that is fine, that we all know, and the next process is 950 units, that we all know, right? No issues in that. Now in this case we assume that there is a scrap value of 4 rupees. Let's say there is a scrap value, right? So this is what, this is my scrap value, this is what, this is my scrap value, right? So this amount, that means 200 rupees I will be realizing. Now what is the amount that I will be transferring to the next process? 19,000, right? 20 rupees will be the value, but here the cost is 19,200. 19,200. Now the cost of good units has increased than the normal, but it has been reduced by the scrap value that we have realized. Clear? So this next process is nothing. This next process is your balancing figure basically. This next process is nothing but your balancing figure, sir. 950 units, 19,000 is the balancing amount, right? 200 units, this is the scrap value that we have realized from the normal loss. Clear, sir? Any doubt in this thing? I hope this much is absolutely clear. So this is the second case that we have discussed, that is the scrap having the realizable value. Third one is toxic nature requiring some disposal cost. Now what happened with this friend now? Come to this case. Now again we'll discuss this case only, right? I think this is the best way to do with the simple examples or real life examples. Take the real life examples and the explanation becomes so easy that you people will never forget about such explanations, right? So that is why I always take the real life examples, but some people have problem with this also. I don't know, let it be, I don't care, isn't it? I think it's best way, don't care about it. Now let's continue. What happened, sir? Now this friend is not having the money, that is fine. He is a normal loss, that is fine. Now what happened? When his cost is to be borne by all the 3 other friends, good friends, right, sir? 100 rupees they will be here. Now what happened, sir? Another event happened. He says, when they were leaving the pizza shop after paying 100 rupees, he says, guys, listen to me. See, I don't have the money to go home also. Can you please drop me? Or can you please give me 10 rupees? Or can you please give me 20, 30 rupees? 20 rupees can you give me so I can take a bus and go home? Now, see, he's a very smart friend, isn't it? He doesn't want to spend money. He wants to enjoy pizza but doesn't want to spend money. And return home, he wants to take the money from his friends only. He's a very smart friend. It's very smart. Tag one of your friends if you have some friend. Mention in the comment section, no issues. Let's have some fun. Isn't it? Okay, so now what happens, sir? Now those 3 friends are looking with the angry eyes and they say, you are our toxic friend, right? And for your disposal means for you to go home. We want you to go home, and for that also we will have to pay for it, right? Who will pay? The good friends will pay for his disposal. Disposal means just go na. Why are you standing here? Just go your home, take the bus and go home. He says, I don't have money. Please give me 20 rupees. For that also we will be paying. Very shameful. They say, okay, we'll pay you 20 rupees. Now what happens, sir? Sir, this cost of 100 rupees increased by 20 rupees. Now the total cost which the other 3 friends have to bear is 120 rupees. Right? That means 40 rupees, 40 rupees and 40 rupees. Now this toxic friend, they will get rid of this toxic friend. They say, we dispose you of, go home, take this 20 rupees, take the bus and go home. We are not going to drop you. Now what happened? The cost of the good units increased. That means in the manufacturing part, if you are getting some scrap which is in the form of a toxic nature and you require some disposal, say there is a scrap which is to be disposed which is in the toxic nature and you cannot keep inside the factory for a long time, right? Say for 10-20 days you cannot keep it, and for the disposal you will have to take that scrap from the factory to an area which is say 10-15 kilometers away. So you will have to incur the transportation cost from your factory to the disposal area. You're not going to get anything out of it. In fact, you will have to incur the disposal cost on that scrap, isn't it? Right? So, sir, where to write this disposal cost? What is to be done for this disposal cost? Listen to it very carefully, right? In case of a disposal cost, what you have to do is, sir, that disposal cost will be written on the debit side, right? Because that will be my cost. So I will write by disposal cost. I will write the cost here, right? Normal loss, nothing, zero, nothing. This cost will increase now. Now this cost will increase. The cost of good friends will increase. The cost of good units will increase. Isn't it? Right? Are you getting the point? So this is about the normal loss. If it is in the form of a weight loss, or it is in the form of a scrap having the realizable value, or it is in toxic nature requiring the disposal cost. Okay. Basically what will happen is that, sir, the cost is to be borne by the good units. Here the cost is to be borne by the good friends. So I have taken all the 3 scenarios, right? We are done with all the 3 scenarios. This is all about the normal loss. Now, in case you are asked to prepare the normal loss account, right? Most of it you will be asked in case it is having a realizable value, right? Most of it you will be asked to prepare only if it is in the case of having the realizable value. Then what you have to do is you will prepare the normal loss account, right? How it is to be prepared, sir? It is very simple. It is very, very simple. Just a simple account. Nothing to worry about it in this account. What you have to take is simply you will write to process account, whichever process it is, to process account, whichever process it is, right? And if you are realizing the scrap value out of it, you will write by bank account, right? By bank account. Sir, why it is only in the case of scrap value will be prepared, will be asked to prepare the normal loss? Because in other cases you won't be having this value, right? You will be able to write only the units, you won't be able to write the value. So it will be asked mostly in cases where you will be getting the scrap value. So in this case, the normal loss account is to be prepared by this way: to process account and to by bank account. That is, you have received the amount of scrap which will reduce your cost. Clear? This is about the normal loss account. In the last lecture, I told you that I will discuss the normal loss account when I will discuss the normal loss, and this is about the normal loss account. So I hope this is clear, that how the treatment of the normal loss is done in the process costing in the various processes, how you have to treat the normal loss. It can be in the form of the weight loss, or the scrap having realizable value, or in the form, or in the toxic nature requiring some disposal cost. Okay. So we have discussed all the scenarios. I have given you the best example I can give. So now in the next lecture, what we are going to do is, in the next lecture, we'll discuss about abnormal loss and gain. Abnormal loss and gain. right? So this is what we are going to discuss in the next lecture, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. All the best. Thank you so much.